2 seconds into the vid, we just see Tanjiro get absolutely launched into the stratosphere like he going looking for the One Piece. Before on his way down, he does a water wheel, sending him rolling and arching over a tree. Freaky ass technique. But that's when he hears a girl screaming for help, and being an upstanding guy, of course he goes to check it out. But instead of being like me and actually saving the girl nonchalantly, bro just takes a knee being nosy. We even switched POVs to see bro ain't even hiding. He's pretty much out in the open with front row seats like he had a play. But while we got this angle, I just have to let it be known that Rui does not have that shit on. This fit is buns. I'm talking like Nicki implant buns. Ain't no way I'm stepping out the house in this. And then with raw feet too? Disgusting. Like at this point, lock lil bro up. And he got the nerve to be out here bullying somebody. Like, I swear, the audacity of these wasis, man. As we go in to see the girl's face all scratched up like she just finished fighting a cat. And bro just looking completely unfazed, trying his best to get on Chris Brown's good side. Before he eventually calls out Tanjiro for sitting back watching the show without even paying for a ticket. But then he starts yapping about him and his sister's relationship. And honestly, we do not care. Because then some NPC pulls up saying that this is finna be light work. Because he has no problems giving kids the work, which is kinda like, hey yo bro, Orochimaru down the street, go do that over there. But then he tells Tanjiro to stay back because he want the ones. Also that he can get a promotion at his absolutely terrible job. And once again, Tanjiro being a nice guy doesn't get in the way, as bro goes running in and gets mutilated and literally turned into a 100-piece puzzle as chunks of ground beef and spaghetti sauce go dropping to the ground, leaving Tanjiro bewildered. Bro went from fighting a dodgeball player to a homicidal cracked-out Spider-Man. This is way above his pay grade. So then he readies up as Rui just glaring at her with that stiff-ass haircut. They're trying their absolute hardest to make this look vicious. But of course, Tanjiro's lame ass is over here terrified of the aura till Rui sends a web, cuts Tanjiro, then gets his next two blocked and sent away, just for him to go back to playing with this white sticky webs. What? Now I don't know what kind of timing he on, but I don't like it. And so now he tells Tanjiro that he's not gonna one-shot him like the NPC he did earlier, but instead he go cut him up piece by piece and enjoy every body part one by one. Hey, unless Tanjiro takes back what he said, which was pretty much, that is not your sister, gang. Except Tanjiro got the Nick at 30 mindset. He is not backing down from what he said. So now I know if I ever need to hit a lick, I know who I'm taking with me. Cause I just know if it was most of y'all out there, I'd be walking by the interrogation room and see y'all with 3 Big Macs and 2 large fries. I'm gone for life. But so then Rui launches a web, making Tanjiro jump up to a tree just for that junk to get sliced too, just wasting all of Mr. Beast's hard work. And then right as Tanjiro lands, he dodges another web, jumping back, getting some distance. As he now explains that he can smell the webs, letting him be able to fight them. And I would say that this little ability, I guess, is crazy. But if you gave me this and put me in Madam Web, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now I'm seeing the vision. But to smell this little webs, no. So then Tanjiro goes running in, jumping up as Rui throws a web. But Tanjiro cocks back his sword, finally getting on the offensive as he goes to cut the web, but nope, putting him face to face with the white excrement of this freak wannabe Spider-Man. So it's looking like it's probably over, chat. That junk even cut the music off like he icing. It's gotta be over. Except we all know this is Demon Slayer. The good guys never get packed up. Right? Because somehow he's able to dodge, still getting cut though and sent to the ground with a broken sword. And I don't think I've ever seen bro throw one singular punch. That sword is all he got. But now we know if Rui don't pack him up, Nezuko will. So either way, he's cooked. But he still gets back up and is holding it like it's finna be perfectly functional, just doing anything in front of the huzz. Like I promised, little bro, she is not finna be impressed by your little micro sword. As Rui is still back here being nonchalant, looking like Chucky, but if the printer ran out of ink. Before he launches more webs, making Tanjiro dip, before stopping and dodging 2 more, since bro couldn't hit somebody running in a straight line, I guess. So now Tanjiro comes flying in, still gripping the mess out of his sword that got performance anxiety, before he gets off a smooth 3-piece weave, rolling right to in front of Rui, who still ain't moved a muscle, looking like the Gara of the Demon Slayer verse, getting straight up carried by Hex. But then he pulls back his hand and we see mad threads fly over Tanjiro, giving him nowhere to run, making it seem like he finna join the menu with the ground beef from earlier. That is until we see blood splatter and none other than Nezuko in front, taking the blow and luckily not getting chopped up like some cheese, as Tanjiro catches her and goes ducking off in the trees, thinking that's gonna save him. But after seeing that, Rui starts tweaking, literally shaking at the thought of seeing a girl looking like he ain't never touched grass. But not just that she's a girl, but it's Tanjiro's sister, making him all kinds of jealous. But his sister seeing this like, bruh, you can't switch up on me. I've been here since day one. We really 2 peas in a pod for real. Right, bro? But he did not agree. He turns around, cooking this girl, cutting her into 4 pieces, finna have her putting herself back together like a Lego, as now he start looking down, actually looking like a demon, man. Shout out the growth. Before we literally see the head of his sister still begging for bro to take her back, sounding like a toxic ex. And so Rui's like, aw shucks. Well, if you go and murder every human in the entire area, then you can be my sister again. Like, excuse me? I mean, I know y'all demons, but no way you finna do that for the men that cut you into pieces like he making chicken, right? Yeah, I was wrong. Because then this girl's separated body comes scooping up the head and dipping off to go and end countless somewhat innocent lives. What a shame. But then Rui tells Tanjiro to come out and accept his fate. Or he can give him Nezuko and spare his life. And to make it worse for him, his weird ass is like, as of today, she is not your little sister. She's mine. And Tanjiro is a better man than me. I would have grabbed that little boy by his hair and showed him what a real spider can do. Wish I would have did all this training fighting all these demons to save my sister just for your freaky ass to come and say she yours. Boy, I would have. And so of course, Tanjiro is not going for it and actually takes it as disrespect that he's talking about his sister like she's some kind of object. Like, how dare you talk about her like that, bro? How dare you? As Tanjiro drops off his box, then walks over to the open, showing that he is not letting that slide. Before Rui just flexes that lower 5 eye, instantly making Tanjiro feel that pressure, realizing there is a good chance he is indeed finna get cooked. Before Rui then raises his hand and we see Nezuko go flying into Rui's hands, who puts her in a chokehold once again, making Chris Brown proud. So naturally, Tanjiro blitzes in as Nezuko tears that boy face up as a get back for his sister. Before he yeets thread, making Tanjiro stop in his tracks and hit a smooth back handspring, looking like me in my prom. Before he looks up to see Nezuko gone, probably cut up into some microscopic pieces or something so he can save her for later. Until we just see ketchup squirt down from out the sky, making him look up to see Nezuko tied up in the air upside down, leaking crazy. And I don't know if bro got a kink or he just itching to piss this man off, because he could have easily dipped with her. But hey, I'll take it, I guess. As we go back to find out bro does have a kink, saying he's gonna let her keep leaking until she learns to be obedient, because he has to teach her a lesson. Freaky ass. So of course, Tanjiro goes running in to stop him, making Rui send the threads that bro don't even try to dodge this time. Just immediately gets put in the dirt, even though Rui got the accuracy of Agent Reese. Ain't do nothing but mess up the fit. 0 damage. But then as Tanjiro is laying there, Rui walks up and turns into 2009 Randy Orton and punched this man all the way back into a bush like he playing Fortnite in 2018. Before Tanjiro looks up to see Rui again, then eating a backhand, sending him stumbling away, putting bro in that Roman Reigns Superman punch position. Before he gets back up, absolutely fighting for his life, looking like he got what Itachi got, with Rui just standing back here with that little ass fist still balled up like I'm supposed to be intimidated. But then he starts walking Tanjiro down before telling him, I'll give you 1 free lick to chop my head off. Go ahead. And look at the smug look he got. Oh, I wish I was there. I'd be doing bro so dirty. Let's be honest. But Tanjiro takes his chance and gets weaved. Good lord. Look at the flexibility. Before Rui come back with a left to right combo, making bro do a 360, hitting the handsome Squidward. Till he turns around, putting his micro sword right on Rui's neck. But it didn't cut through, leaving us to see him struggling trying to make it cut off, with his hand over here twerking, not making no progress, making Rui reiterate that Tanjiro has no chance before cocking that shotgun and blasting Tanjiro, literally sending him flying like he finna do a stage change before he just booms into the ground. And even though he shoulda got the ace treatment or at least got his guts rearranged like he been taking lessons from, we go into the smoke to see bro just chilling down here, not breathing hard or nothing, like he just used to that kind of punishment on his stomach. Joker so crazy, even Nezuko up here tweaking, acting like if she don't be still, she won't be turned into some sliced sausage links. And since Rui not trying to hear all that racket, he makes the threads tighter, like he trying to make her pop. And so now of course Tanjiro is pissed, over here gripping his clothes like somebody finna be scared of him. As we see Nezuko even get put to sleep, meaning there ain't no more distractions, also meaning Tanjiro gets to completely lock in before blitzing forward, making Rui ready up the threads to finally finish bro off. Except Tanjiro pulls up, deflecting it, sending Rui into shock, realizing that plot armor has indeed activated, as Tanjiro keeps charging forward, blocking all the threads, and even eventually bringing out a damn water dragon that still pisses me off that it's not real. Like, why would this be a visual effect, bro? Why is this not a real water dragon? I don't care. As he goes and cuts through the threads for the first time, because according to Rui, he's been charging up with every rotation, thinking he Neji. As Tanjiro keeps going, closing all the distance, making Rui decide it might be time to level up. As he then infuses his threads with blood and then completely covers the air with webs, making a cage like he Doflamingo as they come in surrounding Tanjiro, giving him nowhere else to go. And he know it too, just look at the fear. We even get a flashback, meaning there's only two possibilities of what's finna happen. And since this is Demon Slayer, you already know what it is. As his heart thumps and we go in to see his dad doing his Kagura dance, giving Tanjiro all the motivation he needs to lock in as the dragon turns into fire as Hinokami Kagura goes slicing through the threads. Yes sir! That junk is so tough. And the music they be playing too, boy be in. Too bad y'all can't hear it though, they is not finna cook me. So Rui, seeing his threads get annihilated, has the bright idea to just send more of them that actually go cutting through Tanjiro, but he do not care, still charging forward like he just heard Ervin's speech, as he goes easily cutting through all the threads and getting right in front of Rui, who is in complete disbelief. He thought that ugly ass Attack made him immortal. Nah buddy. So he jumps back, but Tanjiro is on his ass, pressing him, but landing no attacks, getting like 7 straight airballs until eventually he sniffs it. The thread that's right at Rui's neck, making Tanjiro lunge forward, as we even see the ghost of their mom talking to Nezuko, telling her to save her brother. But she just stays asleep, not giving two fucks, before locking in, reaching out her hand as her blood explodes and goes roaring down the threads, and in between Tanjiro and Rui, giving him the dramatic ass pull up through the fire, swinging his sword, connecting straight to Rui's neck, as even the blood on the sword starts sparking up, ready to cook this man, as it explodes and Tanjiro goes cutting through, giving us a gorgeous scene of them decapitating this demon. My gosh, it's tough, enough to make a man cry for real. So then his head goes flying back to the ground as even Tanjiro faceplants with this stamina bar on E right now. And even Nezuko decides to join the party, going falling down too. So Tanjiro tries to get up, but he got that Itachi vision, seeing nothing but blur before falling back down, saying his whole body is pulsating and throbbing in pain. But luckily, all that matters now is that it's over. Except as Tanjiro's down, he gets a whiff of something that's not right, as we see the body of Rui come walking up, and boy, it do not look good for bro. Look like some Lil Nas X activities finna go on, as it pulls some threads and this man's head comes floating down, and he's still talking shit like he can't get his shit punted all the way back to that spider ass he came out of, before he tells us that he is the one who cut his own head off, not Tanjiro. All that so he could get some more screen time. So now of course Tanjiro tried to dip, but honestly, he moving so slow, I don't even know if I can call it dipping. More like gentle maneuvering. All while Rui walks him down, holding his own head in his hands like it's a basketball, until he puts it back on and them TT throat veins just reattach it like it's something they do all the time, before he loads up a crazy looking attack that goes surrounding Tanjiro, putting him in his own little ball of yarn, before it all shoots in, cutting up both his heads as blood and pieces of his kimono go flying away, which can only mean one thing. we gotta get the 4-foot tall casket ready, I guess. Until, of course, none other than Giyu Tomioka comes running in, making light work of the threads, saving Tanjiro and landing behind him, facing the wrong way. Ladies and gentlemen, the ore farmer has arrived, who then tells Tanjiro to leave the rest to him as he faces off with Rui. But at this point, he's tired of playing around, so he summons a crazy amount of thread that all goes turning into a spear that he calls cutting thread rotation. Bro really might be Neji, but he sends it off as Giyu just stands there summoning in about damn the ocean like he trying to go fishing, and with this nonchalant ass look on his face too. Bro is not impressed as he just calms all the water down and the threads speed towards him, but just go floating down with nobody even able to see what happened, and Giyu without a scratch on him. And seeing that, you would think it's over, but Rui is not the most aware, so he puts his hands up to do it again as Giyu walks him down, still as calm as can be, before Rui blinks and that neck gets sliced and goes slowly falling to the ground and leaving him down here to see a real brother and sister. And speaking of sister, we go to see her still running through the forest having World War II flashbacks of when Ruby inducted her into the demon family. Made her sign a 360 deal and everything, her soul is gone. But while she's running, an NPC sees her just to get surrounded in a ball of yarn like she's some kind of grandma that bro can't even cut out of. And if that's not bad enough, then it starts oozing this nasty ass liquid that look like the stuff they be making Magic Johnson itch, that she says is going to melt all of his clothes off. I guess the whole family some freaks, because then she says after he's melted down, she's going to feed on his remains. Like, bro, you're sick. You cannot be this hungry, sis. McDonald's just said they finna lower the prices. You do not have to do all this. And luckily, she won't be able to, because as soon as she said that, we see Shinobu whispering in her ear, leaving this girl completely bewildered, because now she done met a real freak. Meaning, it's time for the freak off. Don't tell the diddler. So she starts spamming yarn that Shinobu oh so elegantly dodges, as she proceeds to press her, not phased in the slightest, before she starts unloading kissing her chest that pin her to the ground, leaving Shinobu sitting on her lap. A man can only dream. And so now she gets to yapping, saying that she was forced to do all of this, and she really ain't even want to do it for real, already failing the loyalty test. But this makes Shinobu ask the question, how many people have you eliminated? To which she answers 5, even having the audacity to look to the side like she embarrassed. Bitch, you are not fooling nobody. And Shinobu calls her bluff, saying 5, like the number after 4? Girl, I know you lying. I smell at least 80 in your breath. You the demon version of Bonnie Blue. And she was not taking that disrespect, trying to blast her with more yarn that sends her rolling back as Shinobu gracefully floats back down, once again completely unfazed, making the demon turn around seeing her gone, before she comes flying out the sky in a beautiful display of true art, leaving the demon in a trance, chasing butterflies. Enjoy this piece while you can, buddy, because then she catches one, but it slowly starts deteriorating, before we even see her head leaking like she just got the Glen treatment, before Shinobu comes quick slashing this girl, leaving her frozen, squirting from everywhere. But her head's still attached, meaning everything is gonna be a-okay, leaving the demon to raise his hand for the finisher before thumping, as her hand then starts tweaking like she holding in something devious, as then her entire body starts getting cooked, leaving her fighting for her life before falling to the ground. And just for good measure, then Shinobu starts emoting with her sword just to flex, before we get this innocent ass looking windscreen of her just posing, trying to make me act up. Y'all gotta watch out for these crazy ones. But yeah, look at her body. Safe to say she will not be getting up again. Have fun down there with your brother, buddy. GG's.